2100 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. Addressing a rally in Mirpur, Azad Kashmir today, Prime Minister warned that any misadventure launched by New Delhi would end up in its own defeat. Army Chief says repression of Indian occupying forces can never deny Kashmiris their right to self-determination as promised by UN resolutions. In occupied Kashmir, thousands of people poured in to attend the funeral prayers of 3 martyred youths in Srinagar, Islamabad and Budgam districts. Turkey has urged Russia to immediately help stop the Syrian government's attacks in Idlib region. In China, the coronavirus crisis has deepened with death toll soaring to 563 as authorities struggle to contain the outbreak. First test of 2-match series between Pakistan and Bangladesh will be played in Rawalpindi tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says a good time is coming for Kashmiris that will lead to their ultimate freedom from Indian occupation. Addressing Kashmir Solidarity Rally in Mirpur this afternoon, he said the purpose of his visit to Mirpur is to give a loud and clear message to more than 8 million besieged Kashmiris that today whole Pakistan stands with them. He said the stupidity committed by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 5th of August last year in arrogance will result in ultimate freedom of Kashmir. Imran Khan said due to election compulsions, India raided Balakot to martyr a few trees. The Prime Minister said Pakistan shot down Indian jets last year and even released the captured Indian pilot as a goodwill gesture because we believe in resolving the issues peacefully. He said for the first time the Kashmir issue has been highlighted at the UN Forum thrice after 1965. Earlier addressing the rally, Foreign Minister Shah Qureshi said, the whole Pakistani nation and political parties stand with their Kashmiri brethren with one voice. He said Foreign Office will continue raising its voice for oppressed Kashmiris at every international forum. The minister said hoisting of Kashmiri and Pakistani flags together is a message for Indian Prime Minister that any attempt to erase the identity of independent status of occupied Kashmir in violation of the UN Security Council resolutions will never succeed. In his address, Minister for Kashmir Affairs Ali Amin Gandapur said Prime Minister Imran Khan, by playing the role of ambassador for Kashmir cause, in true sense has highlighted this lingering issue in such a way that now it is reverberating around the world. Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa says repression of Indian occupying forces can never deny Kashmiris their right to self-determination as promised by UN resolutions. Chairing the 229th Co-Commanders Conference in Rawalpindi this evening, he said the just struggle launched by the people of Kashmir is destined to succeed. According to ISPR, the forum reviewed geostrategic environment with special focus on internal security and situation on the borders. The forum turned provocative statements of Indian leadership as irresponsible rhetoric with negative implications for the region. The commanders expressed resolves that Pakistan's armed forces are forces of order and peace and fully prepared to thwart any misadventure whatever the cost. The meeting paid glowing tribute to the people of Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, braving Indian atrocities and continued siege. The forum was also apprised on the progress of Operation Raddul Fasad, which has put security situation of the country on a positive trajectory for enduring peace and stability. In occupied Kashmir, thousands of people poured in to attend the funeral prayers of 3 martyred youths in Srinagar, Islamabad and Budgam districts. Indian troops martyred the youths Khatib, Ziaur Rahman and Fayaz Ahmed during a cordon operation in Lavaipura area of Srinagar the other day. As the bodies of the martyrs reached their native villages in Wagama, Lavaipura and At, an influx of people turned up for their funerals. The mourners shouted pro-freedom and anti-Indian slogans, as they took the bodies of the martyrs to the local graveyards. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has reiterated the government's resolve to strengthen national economy and overcome inflation in the country. He was talking to MNAs belonging to Hazara Division, who called on him in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said the government has chalked out a comprehensive strategy to promote tourism, create job opportunities for the youth, and provide immediate relief to the downtrodden segment of the society. The Prime Minister directed the concerned quarters that prices control committees should be constituted at Union Council's level to check prices of various commodities. In accordance with instructions of Prime Minister Imran Khan, the Prime Minister's Performance Delivery Unit has added a dedicated category to the already existing categories of Pakistan's Citizens Portal Complaint Lodging Mechanism. This category has been titled as Corruption Malpractices, which has been further classified into 6 subcategories, namely financial corruption, violation of merit rules, power abuse, fraud, forgery, harassment, and inefficiency. These subkinds have been keenly devised, keeping in view the nature of complaints received on the portal. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan will address the joint sitting of Parliament on the 14th of this month. This was stated by Speaker National Assembly Asad Qaiser during the National Assembly session today. The Speaker said that he will also hold consultations with all the parliamentary leaders on the matter. Parliamentary Secretary for Finance Zain Qureshi told the House during Questions Hour that the process of revamping the economy through structural reforms and stabilizing measures such as broadening the tax base, reforming the public sector enterprises, and reducing the fiscal deficit has been started. Parliamentary Secretary for Commerce Alia Hamza Malik told the House that both Pakistan and Iran have conducted negotiations over the establishment of barter trade mechanism and promote cooperation in the fields of customs, agriculture, and industry. She said exports are witnessing growth whilst imports have been reduced. Pakistan hopes that US-Taliban peace talks would come to logical conclusion, leading to intra-Afghan negotiations. Foreign Office spokesperson Aisha Faruqi in weekly briefing in Islamabad today said this was also the subject of US Special Representative for Afghanistan Reconciliation Zalmay Khalilzad during his recent visit to Pakistan. She said Pakistan is closely following the developments regarding peace talks between the two parties and believes it is a good improvement that Taliban have shown willingness on talks and called for reduction in violence. Replying to a question, the Foreign Office spokesperson said, "We are aware of protests held outside Pakistan embassy in Kabul, and the matter has been raised with Afghan authorities." Turkey has urged Russia to immediately stop the Syrian government's attacks in Idlib region. Talking to reporters in Baku today, Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said Russia is guarantor country for the Syrian regime and Turkey expects it to stop Syrian government's attacks in Idlib. He said a Russian delegation is expected to visit Turkey in the wake of a Syrian regime attack on Turkish troops in Idlib. In China, the coronavirus crisis has deepened with death toll soaring to 563 as authorities struggle to contain the outbreak. More than 28,000 people have been now infected with coronavirus across China, and authorities are compelling millions of people to stay indoors in a growing number of cities. 24 other countries have also confirmed cases of the respiratory disease. The first test of 2-match series between Pakistan and Bangladesh will begin in Rawalpindi from tomorrow. The match will start at 10:00 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Radio Pakistan will broadcast live ball-to-ball commentary on the match. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, very cold in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk. And for the live video streaming of our bulletins, visit the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.